So rotavirus is a virus that causes fever, vomiting, and diarrhea in young children. There's about 600,000 children who die every year from rotavirus. That's about 2,000 children that die a day from this virus. So there's been a lot of interest both publicly and privately to make a vaccine to prevent it. I was fortunate enough to be part of a team here at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia with Stan Plotkin and Fred Clark to make a rotavirus vaccine. That vaccine was licensed and recommended for all children in the United States in February of 2006, and now is available in the world, in countries like Asia, Africa, Latin America, where it has the capacity to save lives. So in October of 2000, we launched the Vaccine Education Center here at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I think in many ways it was born out of our interest in making a rotavirus vaccine. I think we saw just how hard it was, the 26-year effort that it took to make a rotavirus vaccine. And then on the other hand, you see how easy it is to damn vaccines. One study that was reported in 1998 claimed wrongly that the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine caused autism. And although that claim was not only wrong, but frankly fraudulently wrong, and the paper ultimately was retracted, there still exists this vague dis-ease that vaccines might cause autism, no matter how many studies show that it doesn't.
My grandson got 9 shots in one day, 7 of which had mercury in it, and he became autistic in a very short period of time.
So I think that's where sort of we got into trying to educate the public about the importance of vaccines and the dangers of vaccine-preventable diseases. A choice not to get a vaccine is not a risk-free choice. It's a choice to take a different risk and a more serious risk. I think everyone thinks this can never happen to them because they don't see these diseases anymore. I mean, you didn't have to convince my parents to get vaccinated. They saw diphtheria as a common killer of teenagers. They saw polio as a common cause of paralysis. But if we choose to turn our back on vaccines, what you'll see happening is what you're already starting to see happening, which is like that outbreak of measles that started in Disneyland and now has involved 17 states.
Most of those who got the disease were not vaccinated against it.
Well, you know, there's not a year that goes by at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia where a child doesn't suffer or die from diseases like influenza or pertussis, which is whooping cough, or pneumococcus. These are vaccine-preventable diseases, and when those children suffer, it's invariably because their parents chose not to vaccinate them, chose to put them at unnecessary risk. So I think our attempts to try and communicate the science of vaccines to the public is to try and prevent children from suffering unnecessarily. Invariably, it's the children who suffer our ignorance. A choice not to get a vaccine not only puts your child at risk, it also puts those with whom your child comes in contact at risk. I think there is some societal contract. I don't think it is your inalienable right to catch and transmit a potentially fatal infection or to put your child in a position where they catch and transmit a potentially fatal infection. Remember, of the 300+ million people who live in this country, not all can be vaccinated. There are hundreds of thousands who can't be vaccinated because they're getting chemotherapy for their cancers, or they're getting immune suppressive therapy for their chronic diseases, or because they're simply too young. They depend on those around them, the herd, if you will, to protect them. So the University of Pennsylvania, through things like the Maurice R. Hillman Professorship Endowment, has shown, I think, their tremendous commitment to try and educate the public and the world about the importance of vaccines.